Very good. Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's start then. Good evening, everyone. Welcome TLIx session for training of Lisa Maria Gelhaus. Lisa has been a Toastmaster since 2018. I mean, 8 years. I'm the five, by the way. She is a district table topics champion and has reached the district finals several times in all three speaking categories. I hope I can do that again.
You
Wow.
will.
In her professional life, she is a speaker and business speaking instructor. Tonight, she'll help us explore an important question for every club. After new members gives their icebreaker and how do we keep them motivated? Please welcome Lisa Maria Gelhaus.
Thank you.
Stage
Thank
is
you,
yours.
Serkan. And thanks everybody for being here on a beautiful Friday evening in the middle of the summer. And here in Italy, it's the evening before a a holiday where we throw buckets of water at each other, usually. I'm so glad you're here. I'm excited to talk about this topic because I think it's something that we sometimes forget to talk about. We work so hard. We have a VPM in the room. We work so hard to get our new member in the door and get them to that first meeting. And our VPE and their mentor gets that person to do their first icebreaker. By the way, the sooner you get people to do their icebreaker, the quicker they're engaged. But we're going to talk about what happens after that. So I would like to hear from some of you. Take up 20 seconds and think about what happened to you guys in the room, after you gave your icebreaker. I'd like to hear from, so Deborah has only been in Toastmasters for just a few months. What happened after your first icebreaker, your icebreaker?
I think directly after I felt like lighter. Oh, I made it. I can do it. And like for myself, I thought, okay, let's keep the momentum and book my next speech. So I keep doing it. And then now every time I finish a speech, I booked another one. So I don't lose the
Well
momentum.
done. Well done. That's a great idea. And Frank, who has been in Toastmasters for many years, can you remember when you did your very first icebreaker? What happened after that?
This I remember very well. This was um, at the transition phase of the club from a corporate club to a now completely free club, and a lot of administration and organization, and also private activity from the leading lady at this time and organizing this. But then she came one morning in the Switzerland Innovation Park, where I have my office. At 9 o'clock with a paper. Today you have your icebreaker speech at in and then
Surprise!
I had 3 hours to prepare. I wrote then 2 pages text. Okay, I couldn't learn it, and I used a lot of notes. But this was then the icebreaker, and I didn't know anything about all the feedback sessions. I was astonished that I get then feedback written on paper, and also oral communication, which I found very valuable. And this was my the icebreaker. And then also with all the chaos and the organizational chaos with the new creation of the new club, then all the mentoring was not ideal, and also a lot of software problems. And so it took a while to get into the system, which is this boot camp. Okay, it's improving, but Yeah, it is a bit
Yeah.
special.
So
Let's say it's special.
here's what I'm hearing. I'm
Yeah.
hearing Deborah who says, I did an icebreaker and then I took off running.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing Frank who says, I did
It was
a crazy icebreaker and then I hit a wall.
yeah.
Did anybody else hit a wall right after their icebreaker? Can you remember? Andy, what happened?
I did my icebreaker back in 2010, and I thought I was amazing. And then I got the feedback, and the feedback was really, encouraging and very positive. But reading between the lines, basically they said, "Hey, Andy, nice job, but here's a list of 50 things you could do better next time." And it was a real eye opener. And that was when I started my long walk with evaluations and doing evaluations really well. And it's been my kind of big thing ever since then.
It is your thing.
So it was a major slap in the face that kind of maybe hit a wall. And I had to decide, do I want to be offended or do I want to get better? And we both know the road that I took.
The rest is history, as they say.
Well, not yet. The history's still being written. I still have a lot of things I can improve, but it was a real eye opener for me, and it was ever since
cold
then.
Shower.
And it was something I really needed, and since then I've always been a huge fan of our evaluation methods. And I've seen it help
I have
a
a
lot of
question.
people.
Did you figure it out on your own? Did you just make a conscious choice yourself? I'm just going to push through this. This is probably going to be good for me. Or did you have something happening in the club that said, stick with this, buddy. You'll see.
It was the way the evaluations were presented to me. We had it was when we only had one club in Italy, the Milanese club. We had some amazing members, including the founder, Diane, of the Italian group. And the way that they gave me feedback was extremely positive, extremely encouraging, very proactive, and very very constructive. And so I thought to myself, they're not telling me I suck. They're telling me you're not as great as you could be, right? And so when I read between the lines, I kind of initially felt, yeah, I suck. But it wasn't the way that they presented it was in such a way that they really wanted me to get better, that I almost felt like I was letting them down if I gave up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So there's a sense of responsibility, not just to yourself, but to people who had already started helping you out.
Exactly. And they still are, by the way.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. So the icebreaker is that moment when people, let's be honest with ourselves. Most people join Toastmasters because they want to become better speakers. So the moment of the icebreaker is important, right? Because that's where they get the confirmation that they came to the right place. Now, I have seen icebreakers that were that had evaluations that were good, like the one that Andy got. And I've also seen icebreakers where people were really, really worked up and excited, and after the icebreaker, we never saw them again. Has that ever happened to any of you? That you saw somebody come, they do an icebreaker, and then they disappeared?
Yeah, it's happened actually with me as well. I did not disappear it, but actually took me 2 months until I delivered the second speech after the icebreaker.
And why was that, Agnes? That's interesting.
I think I was too shy, and okay, I ticked the box that icebreaker I went through. I allowed the club to learn me or learn about me, through the icebreaker. But then also, which stopped me, because during that time our club had a lot of members from my company. So I was also not feeling not comfortable disclosing about myself in front of my colleagues, but this is changed as well now. So mix of things, I think.
It's interesting. And I'm a member of 3 community clubs. So what happens in corporate clubs is a mystery to me. And I know that in Switzerland, many, if not all, of course, but many of the clubs are actually corporate clubs. So there are some things that are a little different. And I never thought about that you have to, bare your soul to people you work with every day. That's not so easy. we'll keep that in mind. Okay. So let me explain to you what I'd like to do today. I'm a terrible lecturer, just terrible. And so I thought, why don't we use the collective intelligence of the people who are here to come up with some really great ideas that we can share with each other? Would you like that? Good, because if you don't like that, I don't have anything prepared. So here's what my thought process was. I'm going to give you 5 inputs, okay? That is my idea of things that would, not practical things, but ideas, concepts that would help people after that first moment of icebreaker. Because when and that's why I said keep the fire alive, because when you have an icebreaker, you're full of all sorts of, you're excited, you're proud of yourself. Andy was talking about how he thought he did great, and then he had to kind of rework things. But it is a moment where we're excited, we feel like we're rolling, and that's where the new members could really pick up some energy to take them forward through their experience in Toastmasters. So here's what I thought, the 5 things that I would like to think about, and then I will give you an opportunity. I'm already going to put this in the chat. If I can find the chat, here it is. Don't click on this yet, everybody. This is a whiteboard in Canva. So just for one moment, put that aside. The elements on the whiteboard are these 5 things. We're going to think about what happens. Let's say that these are the things that a new member is thinking, or the requests they might not be saying, or they might even be saying. So the first question or request might be, so what happens next? That's the first one. The second one is, I wish I could feel like I belong here. So a sense of belonging. The third one is, give me something to do. The fourth one is, help me see that I'm getting better, which is what Andy was talking about earlier. And finally, I think the most important one is, give me a reason to come back. In other words, make it irresistible for me to come to the next meeting. It's not just about me, it's about me being part of this club and seeing what happens next. If we could answer these 5 questions with activities or statements or speeches or educationals or what I would like all of you right now, I'm going to share my screen. I'd like you to all click on the link that I sent you, which will send you straight to the Canva whiteboard where you can write anything you want. I see that Alvaro's already there. He's fast. And I will share my screen. If you cannot get onto the Canva board, don't worry about it, because we can work through the shared screen as well. But if you can't get on, please let me know right away so I know who's on and who isn't. And welcome, Nina. I see that you just came in. Okay. Andy, I see. Alvaro, Sunita, Serkan. Okay, so you can, is anybody struggling to get on the whiteboard? Please let me know, open up your mic and just say something. All right, then we can get started. I will chit chat while you're working. But what I would like you to do is to, where you see that little on the left above the T right here, there is a little yellow Post-it note. If you click on that, you can open up your own Post-it note, write an idea of something that you've either done or you'd like to do, and place it in whatever box. If it doesn't fit in a box, you can put it over on the right. Above, it says 2 types of ideas. We've done it, it works, or I'd love to try this. Now, what do you do with those little emojis? Copy one, and you can put it on somebody else's Post-it note. If anybody's having troubles with this, just let me know. I will answer your questions right away. By the way, you can make it bigger or smaller, however you like on your screen.
Sorry, Lisa, I have some trouble. As I'm working on my tablet, I can see it's too small for me. Okay.
Okay. So if you would like me to put something on, can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I can see, but not what is written, but it's okay.
Can you not make it bigger?
No, don't worry. I can see the title. Not what is written, but the title I can see.
Okay, so Alessia, if you would like me to write on a Post-it for you, just send me a message on the chat.
Okay. About ideas, I was thinking if it can be valuable to add after the icebreaker a kind of second speech, something like keep the flame alive. It's a kind of second icebreaker, but to investigate the own motivation to remain and to work on Toastmasters.
So instead of jumping right up to evaluation and feedback or one of the other pathway speeches, you're suggesting a different speech. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That keep the fire alive speech. I love it. Interesting name. I don't know where you heard that. Interesting. And what would be the goal of that speech? Just another easy speech, or?
It's to see the real motivation, to let people understand and remember why they did the icebreaker. Icebreaker.
So like reflecting on their experience with the icebreaker?
Yeah.
Kind of like a meta.
Something like,
okay.
Yeah.
And when would you have them do that speech, Alessia?
Before 2 months from the icebreaker, I mean.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay, good one. So some people I can see your name, which probably means you have a Canva account or something, and some people I can't. Who's the alligator? Who said we can ask few friendly questions about speakers' journey or experiences?
Oh, this is me, Sharon G.
Okay, Sharon, cool. Just, it's a very good idea. Andy, what you gonna write here?
What'd I do wrong?
Nothing. There's an empty Post-it. Can I cancel it? Right here.
Oh, I was writing in it, but it's okay.
I'm in a hurry here.
Okay, I said enough. It's good. Good.
I'm teasing you. Go ahead and write. Alvaro, can I ask you a question?
Please.
I see that you say give vocal feedback and chit chat during breaks or apero.
Yep.
What do you mean by that? And have you done this before? Do you have an experience with this?
Yes, of course. That's the off time where we are not in the meeting itself, but during breaks or apero, it's informal. And that's a good timing to get to know each other and to discuss and to share advices and so on. So the person
Fantastic.
sees that there is a connection and there is an interest.
Right. Sometimes I've been to certain clubs. It's not the club that my original home club, but I've seen clubs where everybody's kind of formal, right?
Mm.
And they don't really, but most clubs are really friendly. And so it just comes natural to talk to people, especially the new people. I remember once we have a gentleman in our club. He's very new. His name is Riccardo Vicentini. And he'd love to know that I'm talking about him. And his first meetings with us, he was very kind of formal and didn't really talk very much. He still has to do his icebreaker. He's a little slow on the icebreaker. Well, I finally called him and I said, I wanted to make sure that he had spoken with his mentor. And I said, Ricardo, we you don't come to dinner after our in-person meetings, but you don't seem shy. And he said, well, I just didn't think it was my place to talk to people. And I said, it is definitely your place. And we're so glad that you're with us. But actually, I think everybody was kind of a little bit, because he seemed so formal, they didn't approach him. So I think it's always good to make the first step towards people who they're not real sure how they should act. And that's part of, I want to belong here. Everybody wants to belong. Janvi.
Yeah, Lisa, as you said.
Nope, we lost her for a second. Oh, I hope she comes back.
Maybe it was everything she wanted to say.
Oh gosh, maybe she'll come back. All right. I can see that you all have so many wonderful ideas. By the way, after we're done tonight, I will clean this up a little bit and I will send it back to all of you. Sir, can we have everybody's email, right?
Yes, we have, Lisa.
Good. So the idea here is that you take these ideas and you think about them, you reflect on them, and you talk to your own XCOM about it and see which ideas will work for you. This is great. Don't overtax your eyes, Alessia. If you need help, I'm here. Everything's tiny, tiny. Oh, yes, Andy. Be sure they are assigned a mentor. That is so important. I discovered after years that one of our members had never had a mentor. They'd never been assigned a mentor. And they heard us talking about mentors. There's a speech about mentorship in the first level. And it never crossed their mind to say, you know what, I don't really have a mentor. Well, we fixed that problem pretty quickly. Now, in about 2 minutes, I'm going to ask you to stop producing new ideas. So whatever you're doing right now, please finish it, okay? Schedule your next prepared speech, Alvaro says. And that's the VPE. VPE goes to the person who just did their icebreaker, says, yay, I'm so glad you did this. Give them a ribbon that says the icebreaker ribbon if you can. And then you say, okay, when are you going to do your next speech? Because most people don't know how to sign up for their next speech.
True. But that's the most important part, to keep the machine ongoing. Otherwise, it stops.
That's so true. All right. So we lost Jambi completely. Darn it. All right. Okay. Has everybody written their best ideas on the, and I'm wondering, the people who just came in now, I will maybe Serkan, can you make sure that everybody gets the link to the Canva as they come in, because they don't have it from before? Okay. Now, the next thing I would like you to do is I would like you to read the other things that people have written, and feel free to put one of these, either the thumbs up or the light bulb. Just copy it from here. You can just click right and copy it. Don't use that one because that's what everybody's copying from. And put on other people's Post-its your thumbs up, we've done it, it works, or I'd love to try it, on things that you haven't tried yet. There, you can use those. I made lots of them. You can use the ones I'm copying. Go ahead. Andy figured it out. Somebody here wrote, join mentorship program. What happens next? I'm curious. TM, who is that? Who said that? Nobody.
I
Okay.
said that.
That
So,
was you, Deborah. What do you
yes.
mean? What do you mean by that?
So like not everyone in our club is on the mentorship, has a mentor. Like we have called like mentorship program, but not everyone is on it. Like we advise people to mentor, but not everyone does. So what I mean is that they find a mentor and
So join the mentorship program means you make sure you say to the person who has just done their icebreaker, get yourself a mentor, or your mentor is Susan.
actually they can choose by themselves, and then they approach this person. Like if they like feel like they admire this person or they get along or something, then they choose by themselves. So it's like someone to help them and give feedback when they need.
Okay. I'm really curious in other clubs how mentors are chosen, like in Deborah's case, or assigned. In your club, Sherkan, how does that happen?
If you finish your third level and also take the coaching program in your base camp, you are a candidate for mentorship.
Wait, stop. Mentorship is a big thing. So you're a candidate to become a mentor, right?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
I mean,
And
if you finish your third level and also finish your coaching program in your base camp, yeah, if you are qualified for mentor in our club.
To become a mentor. And
Yeah.
how do you match the people who want to be mentors with new members who would be their mentees?
Yeah, indeed. Actually, generally, we think some people get, some people have almost the same frequency.
Okay.
Age or so, life vintage, may I say, life point.
Okay.
We try to consider these things in our club officer team.
Right.
And we offer mentor first. If you like to be mentor for these new member, because new members don't know anyone in our club.
Right.
Yeah. First, we ask for mentors. After that, I request from mentors to ask their protege mentees.
Okay. Mentees or protege, sure. Okay. Interesting. So it gets done differently in different clubs, I'm hearing. Sharon, in your club, how does the not how to become a mentor, that's not a topic for tonight, but how does your club assign a mentor and a mentee into a mentorship couple?
So this is for me, right? The question.
Yes, because you
yes.
are the VPE. So
yes,
you
so
should
we
know.
recently had our club in Switzerland, in Rheineck, and we have been few of them are volunteering, and we are also asking the different members, considering and looking into the experienced members we already have, which mentor you would like to have. And we tell them about their experience. They have already given evaluations or speeches. They navigate through the Toastmasters meeting, and that helps them. Okay, yes, we can volunteer, and they can choose also their mentor. So I was a part of also the Novartis. That's a corporate club, and there we used to ask the newly formed members if you have any preferences, because somebody who has bought them, suppose somebody who has already encouraged them to come to the Toastmasters, so that person is already in our club. So does he or she wants to be that person as a mentor or not? So this is how we are being giving the freedom to both the members. And if we are not able to choose, then the club officers, they volunteer, like, okay, some people are reluctant, right? They don't know. So then as a club officer, we know this person has this quality, and this is what the other person seeks, the mentee, and this is how we choose the mentor and mentee relationship. So it's like both ways. So that both of them are comfortable, they can talk. So we give them enough time. Do you think this person should be your mentor or not? So this is how we have been.
That's interesting.
Yes. And if we don't find, then we simply just put them, okay, this is your mentee, rather than they are just being like shooting the arrow in the air. So we allot then.
I love it.
And we ensure that everyone is allotted a mentor for our mentees.
Okay, great. Well, several of the ideas that were placed on our whiteboard here, we're talking about making sure that our new members have a mentor. And here's my question for, let's see, we have, how many VPs besides Sharon do we have here today? Okay, Agnes and Alvaro. Okay. Well, Alvaro's also PR, so. All right, my question is for the two of you. Once the mentor and mentee have been matched in whatever way you do it in your club, how do you make sure that that relationship continues? Do you have a verification for that? I will start with the ladies first. Agnes?
Yeah, so during the club officer meeting, actually, we have a rounding question around. So, for example, every officer talk about her or his role, and during that round, we would discover, or we would ask, because we have one person responsible for VP mentorship, and we would ask this person to confirm that it's actually it's happening, the mentor-mentee session.
And does how does it go? I mean, generally, is it pretty positive? Are there problems
it's
that
positive, but our experience actually that we are offering this mentor-mentee in the first 3 months, actually, or until level 1 completion, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so it depends. And we have a slightly different approach. So what we are doing, how to match them, that we have a mentor list, and actually the mentor is selecting the mentee. So in case we have a new joiner, then maybe based on the first impression, the mentor say, okay, I think I will match with the new member, so I would like to take him and take care about this person. So
interesting.
Yeah.
So we all have different ways. Alvaro, do you think, and be brutally honest, do you think that the mentorship that we offer to our new members immediately after the icebreaker is positive, negative, a little of both? What are your thoughts on that?
I'd say it's totally negative.
Oh, brutally honest. I told him.
You asked for it.
Why negative?
No, for me, it's negative because we don't know yet if the person really is going to involve himself in the mentoring or even in public speaking, because it's just the first speech, we don't know. And meanwhile, we are asking a member to get engaged in providing this mentorship, which takes time, energy. So for me, it's negative. We don't know yet. And in fact, we don't do that at my club. We don't have a lot of mentorship, in fact, because it comes from initiatives from the members. So we remind them from time to time that if they are interested, they can reach out to any member to ask for mentorship. But they are quite shy on that topic. Not really part of the culture right now.
Okay. See, they're all different. The great thing about Toastmasters is there's room for all different approaches. I see that, Oguts, you are also a VPE.
Yes. Hello.
Excuse me. So,
Bless you.
thank you. What is one thing that you do in your club to keep the flame alive after the icebreaker? Because you came a little bit later than everybody else. I'm curious to hear.
Wow. Actually, we have a lot of young members, so they are already warm up. So they are encouraged us to do this. So in general, that this new generation, they don't hesitate anything to ask them. So it's good thing for us. We have so energetic club
That's good.
thank you. When they wanted to ask you to be mentor, directly they can ask. They don't hesitate. So they don't want to. They want to. They want to make a speech. They don't hesitate. We encourage them. We just encourage the back room strategy out.
Excellent. Oh,
It-
I'd like
it-
to
it
have that in
works.
all our clubs. That's fantastic. Well, and your club is a very young club, isn't it?
Actually, we are the oldest club in Türkiye.
Okay, so how long has your club existed?
How
How long?
long?
How old is your club?
We have celebrate our the 13th anniversary.
Okay, fantastic. Well done.
Thank you.
I thought you were a younger club, and I stand corrected. All right.
Lisa, can I ask a question?
No.
Okay.
Shoot.
Are we recording? Is everyone hearing how mean she is to me?
We're recording. We're recording. It's documented, Andy. Go
Quick
ahead.
question about mentors for you, Lisa, and also for anybody else listening.
Everybody.
What do you consider to be the top 3 important characteristics of a good mentor?
Wow. Well, for me, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all the way up to 3, but I think the number 1 is letting the mentee know that you are available for them, and establishing, I guess this is number 2, establishing the correct relationship. Because I think one of the biggest misunderstandings is that a mentor is a teacher and that they're in charge of giving inputs. And in Toastmasters, mentorship is the opposite. The mentor is available and the mentee has to go looking for the mentor to get help. So, and that's not immediately understood by everybody. So I think the first thing is to be available, but also to say, here's what mentorship means for us in Toastmasters. So that's one little tiny piece of teaching that we do. And then we wait and we see what they need. And every once in a while we check in, but not constantly. And it's very different than the kind of mentorship that we see in companies, I think. So I didn't get to 3. Who can come up with number 3? Or number 1 in front of my 2? Open it up to the collective intelligence in this room, which is so much more than mine.
I think it's very important to have a safe environment for open conversations.
Yes.
I think once you have that rapport, then you can just continue with the journey as a both mentor and mentee. Because when you build up, your relationship, it's very important to have that connection. Because when I had a mentor, when I was appointed a mentor, I kept regular invites as a mentee. I volunteered every month, half an hour on Friday, so that I am not blocking his or her work as well. So Friday, relatively free time. So every month I was having, and I knew next month I'm going to take this role or this piece. So I had to discuss. I had to share my script also with him. my mentor that this is my script for my speech, and he used to give me all the inputs, and even for my roles I used to consult. So that was okay. I was taking the initiative. I think we can motivate the mentees and mentor both to be more communicative, I think.
But you established an appointment. So, you know, if they couldn't come that day, then fine, right? So they still have responsibility on their side.
Yeah,
right?
once your calendar is blocked, yeah. So you're somehow
it's
you're also bound, or you reschedule, right? Somehow, yeah. So this
So
happens.
here's what I'm worried about. We're talking a lot about mentorship, which is great. I believe there's a TLIx all about mentorship. So we can go into this more in detail later. What I'm mostly concerned about tonight is, does mentorship keep the fire alive and keep people moving in a direction? Does it work the way we would hope it works? Okay. And is it such a huge element of keeping the fire alive? What do you all think? And Andy, I'd like you to say something because you brought it up.
I absolutely think that mentorship, a good mentor, absolutely will keep the fire alive, because I think the key to keeping a new member in a club is that they need to feel like they're being seen, and they need to feel like they're being heard. And so the whole club should be doing that. But if you at least assign one person to just check in and say, you know, why do you want to be here? And how can we help you? And what would you like to get out of this? Considering that Toastmasters isn't necessarily for everybody. And if you get the answer early, you're helping both the club and the person. If they realize, hey, I'm looking for a coaching course on how to speak better in my club, and I want somebody to train me. Great. Here's Lisa's number. Here are her fees. You can go see Lisa for that, because that's not what Toastmasters is, right? So I think that a good mentor is the kind of person that the entire club should be. Someone that is seeing and hearing who the new member is, and just making sure that they are experiencing the reason that they're there for the right reasons, and we know why they're there. Sometimes you don't even know why they're there. Then we have to ask them.
Yeah, we have to check in too every once in a while. And if we leave people sort of in the corner, we don't know if they're happy the way that things are going or not. And of course, like Alvaro said, it could be negative if we're overbearing. Okay, so a mentor that's not a great mentor is not going to keep the fire alive. And not everybody is a good mentor, but Pathways has a mentorship program. Not all of you know it. Do you all know that there's a mentorship program in Pathways? It's an auxiliary, and you can do it. I don't think it even has a cost. You can sign up for it on Toastmasters International, and it has speeches and modules just like a Pathway does. And it's worthwhile if you want to be a good mentor, for those of you who are new to Toastmasters, or even if you're old to Toastmasters and you've never really been a mentor. All right, let's go on to something else. What can we do in our meetings so that people can't wait after they've done their icebreaker, and there's that kind of letdown after, oh, yay, I did it, right? How can we make sure they're projected into the next meeting? It's a question for all of you. What sort of things can we do so that we see them again the very next meeting, even if they don't have a speech yet?
Probably encouraging them, motivating them.
Yep. How?
Like, I'm a mentor. I will tell my mentee to be proactive, to make sure that she or he comes, and give the next speech, or maybe attend and learn something by attending.
Okay, good, good.
Share as many as
Because
information as
showing
possible of the club.
up is more better than not showing up, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Agnes, you were saying something that I didn't hear.
Yeah, that share as many information as possible about the club, so she get familiar with the club. I meant in a healthy way, because
Yeah.
often the people, they just don't know what's comes next, you know, or for example, they are not familiar yet with the different roles. So make sure that you are, for example, explaining them, and that they are not feeling as lost and afraid
Good
to
luck.
come as next time, because yeah, they don't know what's happened.
You know, I remember when I first joined Toastmasters, and I was really excited about being a Toastmaster. But every meeting I went to, I was more and more confused because there were so many things going on all at once, right? And I can see how some people might be overwhelmed. We have 2 members in our club who are kind of sort of people who are a little bit scared of their own shadow. They're not shy. They're just really, everything is kind of scary. Right now, they're in the XCOM. We finally managed to pull them into the XCOM after years. But I have to say that both of those 2 people had the problem of TMI, which is not Toastmasters International in this case, but it's too much information all at once. And they would come to meetings and they'd be like, I don't know, what do I do? And both of these people, I don't know if Alessia knows who I'm talking about, but both of these people were like, they were being a counter and grammarian for a year. They refused to do a speech. They absolutely refused. Timer, no, too stressful. Some people need a certain kind of approach and other people need a different kind of approach. And that's why mentorship is important, because then there's one person who's kind of looking at the individual and saying, you know, it's not true that one size fits all for new people. And you're right, it is important to give them information, but I think you should find out how much information they really need before they go, it's too much, and their heads explode. What could we do in our meeting? Go ahead, Oguts. I'd like to hear what you have to say.
Thank you. Actually, yeah, I can give you an example. I am a mentor for her who's a new member. She is really stage fright. Stage fright she has. We gave them some roles, and she need to get the stage. She continually get the side of the stage. We said that we set her to get the center. We want to see your face, but she continually escaped to the side of stage. So she asked me directly, I choose you to mentor. I said, okay, I have no choice. So then we started together to make a speech. I didn't push her, just say, we have a schedule gap now. You can make a speech this week if you want. And she said, yes, okay, we will prepare. If you work together, it's okay. So we started to work together. She writes something and sent me to the text, and I read it, and I say, it's wonderful text for reading, not speaking. This text is for reading. This is different. Yes. You have to write something to speak. She said, I understood. I understand you. And the ChatGPT said the same thing. GPT agree with you.
That's funny.
I said, don't use GPT at this stage. Just use me, my ideas.
Just use me.
Then we developed our text. Then she may make some voice record. She sent me the voice record, and I fixed it some advice to her to some emphasis. some rhythm, some stress, So at the came day, the stage day, she take the stage and make her speech. It was very good. Just a little bit sounds problem. His voice a little bit low because of she so excited. First speech, we obliged her to stand, and she couldn't success the first place for best speaker, But the last week she made a second speech. It was really she really developed herself.
Good.
It was very exact for me to witness this moment to seeing this progress. It's really exact for me. I'm proud of her. She won the first place. She won the best speaker, prepared
Oh,
speaker.
wow.
I love this progress for Toastmasters.
Oh, that's exciting. That's very satisfying for a mentor.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to wind down because we have 3 minutes left together. And I would like to conclude by saying, first of all, you can go ahead and keep working on the Canva whiteboard if you like for a few minutes. I won't close it down until later this evening. Feel free to read other people's ideas, and I will send it. Serkan will help me to send it to you by email. I'll make it a little bit prettier and easier to read, and then we'll send it to you. Share it with your ex-com if there is something that you think would be useful for your club. Sometimes it's useful just to know that other people, other clubs are doing exactly what you do. And sometimes it's useful to think outside of your box and think about how other clubs are trying to keep the fire alive after the icebreaker. 5 questions that people are asking us. What happens next? I want to feel like I belong. Give me something to do. Help me see that I'm getting better, and give me a reason, an irresistible reason to come back next time and next time and next time. Thank you, everybody, for contributing on paper, with your voices, with your beautiful presence, and all of the work that you're doing in Toastmasters this year. Have a wonderful evening and best of luck to everybody. I'm going to put my email in the chat, so if you have any more questions for me, I would love to answer, but I don't really have all the answers.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. Before question part, may you close your sharing? Yeah.
I did.
Okay. Can everyone open your cameras?
Yeah, so we can take a picture.
Yes, indeed. And I think we are done. I will count down 3. 3, 2, 1. Yes.
Got it. Thank you so much for your help. Serkan's been wonderful. He's been helping me out all along. Lovely.
I hope so.
Oh, fantastic.
Any questions for Lisa?
Thank you, Lisa, and everyone.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Dear friend, just a second. I'm closing the training, by the way. If you don't ask any question for Lisa. Lisa, Maria, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Bye.
thank you, dear friends.
Thank you.
Our
Thank you.
TLIx session will go on. Please join these meetings. I hope to see you again. Have a great night. Lisa, Maria, again. Nice to meet you and see you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Ale.
Bye-bye.
There we go.
Bye.
Sharon's kind of still there.
Yeah, I think she's out.
All right.